Hello everybody, welcome to another video from our channel. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel, kindly press the subscribe button below and subscribe to our channel. I'm really sorry for the bad audio quality in the last two videos and this video. It's a lockdown situation for me, and I'm recording with some pretty basic equipment. It's basically a very basic earphone mic, so the audio quality is not very good, and I do apologize for that. I have ordered some good equipment, so in the subsequent videos the audio quality is definitely going to improve, so stay tuned. Today's topic of discussion is your spiritual quotient, that is your Vimshamsha or your D20 chart. It's a very important chart from spiritual point of view. Basically in Vimshamsha, your each sign is divided into 20 parts. That is, each sign is divided into 1 degree 30 minutes, which is one Vimshamsha, right? So what is so special about the Vimshamsha chart? Vimshamsha chart is seen for your spiritual advancement. It is seen for your spiritual path, your spiritual inclinations, your spiritual activities, your guru, the deity we should worship, and your spiritual advancement in general. And well, it is also a very important chart from remedy point of view. So you can see where your planets are placed in what deities, and you can accordingly you can take out a remedy. Deities are also very important in divisional charts, mind you. Deities, each we have 20 divisions in Vimshamsha. So for odd signs there are 20 deities, and for even signs there are 20 deities. So basically for Vimshamsha chart there are 40 deities, starting from Kali to Aparajita. All female deities are given in Vimshamsha charts. So we will be doing chart deities in detail probably in some other videos. Now let us examine a bit more into the Vimshamsha chart. Like the natal chart, the 12 houses of D20 chart has got different significations, right? We'll just briefly go through them, all of them. First house of your D20 chart is indicating yourself, or the yogi or the sadhak, which is yourself. It is also indicating the start of sadhana. In D20 chart, the houses 1, 5, 9, the Dharma Trikona houses are very important. So the placement of their lords are very important, and it is very essential. The Lagna lord of D20 chart is strong and well placed. That is indicating good spiritual advancement. If it is not well placed, your spiritual advancement, it is not probably going to be so good in this lifetime, this particular lifetime, right? So coming to the second house is the house of speech. So it is the house of religious discourses, religious lectures you deliver. It also indicates the religious sect, right, which you belong, where you are doing your sadhana. That is your spiritual family, basically. It is indicating your god brothers and god sisters. Also, it's a very important part of your sadhana. So when the yogi comes into existence, he gets attached to a particular sect, which is the second house, right? And from the second house we move on to the third house. Now third house, as we know, is the Parakram Bhav. It is kind of a spiritual powerhouse where the yogi or the sadhak gets the initiative to do his sadhana, the powerhouse to do his sadhana. It is also the first house of Kama Trikona, right? 3, 7, 11. That is the love of God, the attachment to God. So this is where he gets all his inspiration and his initiative from this house. So once he gets his initiative or inspiration, the sadhak moves on to the fourth house, the fourth house of meditation. This is the first house of Moksha Trikona. This all 12 houses in the D20 chart are all 12 houses, 12 steps, you can say, to spiritual advancement, right? As we gradually progress. So this is meditation, control of the mind, right? From the fourth house we move on to the fifth house. Now fifth house, as we know, it indicates your past good karma, your sukriti, right? It is also the house of mantra siddhi, house of mantra. The mantra you should do, the deity you should worship. It is very important. It is a very important remedy also for your spiritual advancement, the deity you should worship, right? So now we come to the sixth house, right? Sixth house is the first Rig Bhava, and it is indicating the obstacles in your spiritual path. So if you know the obstacles, you will find out some way to circumvent those obstacles. So it's very important. Seventh house is the house of collective worship, Sankirtan. Right? It is also the second house of Kam Trikon. It is getting connected to the third house, the spiritual powerhouse. Then you come to the house of Sankirtan, group worship, community worship. Right? Now we come to the very important house of the eighth house. Eighth house is the second house of the Moksha Trikon, and it is the house of Samadhi. It is a very, very important house in your D20 chart. It is indicating your occult practices, your Samadhi state, and it indicates the all destruction of your karma also. So it is very important. It is a second step to your salvation, which is the 12th house. Right? It is very important. So you have to think in terms of trines when you are Dharma Trikon, Earth Trikon, Kam Trikon. You have to and Moksha Trikon, of course. You have to think in the terms of trines whenever you are analyzing any chart, of course. Then we move to the 9th house, which is the last house of the Dharma Trikon, and it is indicating pilgrimage, it is indicating your guru, it is indicating the japa you are doing. It is also a very important house, your 9th house, right? And then we come to the 10th house. 10th house, it is indicating the spiritual activities, the spiritual karma you are doing, which will help your spiritual advancement. Then we come to the Lavastan, or the 11th house, the house of gains. Once you have done the necessary work in the 10th house, it is the time for you to enjoy the results in the 11th house. So it is basically the house of Siddhilabh, the fulfillment of all spiritual desires. In most strong spiritual charts, you'll find there's a connection between the 5th lords and the 11th lords, or the 5th house and the 11th house. There is some connection. Now this indicates mantra siddhi or siddhilabh. Like the sadhak has achieved his or her desired results, right? So it's a very important house actually, and it is the last house of the Kam Trikon, the house of desires, which has started from the 3rd house, coming to the 7th house, and culminates in the 11th house. Now comes the 12th house, house of salvation. This is the house where you exit from this material world. I wouldn't use the term moksha. My concept of moksha is a little different, and probably I'll discuss that in another video. And it also denotes the ashram, your guru's house, right? It is the 4th from your 9th house, indicating the ashram. So these are the 12 houses of your D20 chart. You can say it is the 12 steps rather for spiritual advancement, right? Now what is the utility of D20 chart? Most people they ask these questions, right? So see, D20 chart will help you to find out your spiritual inclinations and path, right? So which path you should go. If you go down the wrong path, probably you will end up doing nothing. You have wasted this lifetime. So it helps you to find out your spiritual path. Remedies. D20 chart is very important. It's a very important chart where your remedies are concerned. And here the deities are also very important. The deities, I won't be discussing much about the deities in this episode. Deities probably I'll take in another episode. This is supposed to be a very basic primer on the D20 chart. So once you get the basics, so we can move into deeper things. Like whichever planet is placed in which Bimshamsha, ruled by which deity, can give you the remedy. For example, if Saturn is placed in the Bimshamsha ruled by Kali, goddess Kali. So if you worship Kali, that automatically becomes a remedy for Saturn. So in this way you can use this chart. Now which deity to worship, that can be found out very clearly from the Bimshamsha chart. Basically it is the 5th lord of the Bimshamsha chart. It shows the deity to worship, or your Ishta Devta. Generally from the D1 chart also it is said that the deity is, your Ishta Dev is the 5th lord. In D20 chart also, the deity in the 5th lord basically you can worship. It indicates your guru. The 9th house of the D20 chart can tell you everything about your guru, right? Planetary significations, you can find out a lot from the planetary significations and from the deity, the particular Bimshamsh where your 9th lord is placed, or the planets in the 9th house of your D20 chart. and also the obstacles in your spiritual path, how to remove them. There will be obstacles 100% in the place of your spiritual advancement, and once you know the obstacles, it becomes very easy to remove them, right? So this was basically on the utility of Vimshamsha chart. We will be taking some practical charts and discussing. Okay, so this is the chart of Sri Ramakrishna Paramhamsa. He was one of the most famous saints of Bengal. So, well, I am from Bengal, and I'll be mostly, you will find me taking charts mostly of from Bengal only. So this is the chart of Sri Ramakrishna Paramhamsa Dev, and in the D1 you find his Lagna Lord is exalted in the 9th house. Now we come to his D20 chart. In his D20 chart we find the Lagna Lord is placed in the 5th house. Now see, in most of the strong spiritual charts you will find the Lagna Lord is generally placed in the 5th house. Now this is a very strong indication that it is his spiritual path, and it has some previous life connection also, and it indicates very much previous good karma which he has accumulated and has put that particular sadhak in this particular path. And the sun has to be very strong. Sun is a karaka for Atma, right? Atma karaka is sun. Sun has to be very strong in your D20 chart. So that shows the spiritual potency of the chart is quite good. Here in Sri Ramakrishna Paramhamsa's chart, sun is exalted in the 11th house, as you can see, right? So the sun is very strong. The Lagna Lord is placed in the 5th house, which is a good indication, right? And we see the 9th house. The 9th Lord is placed in the 8th house, the house of Samadhi. And Venus, the 5th Lord, is placed in the 9th house and sitting along with Moon. Now this is very significant. As I had mentioned earlier, your 5th Lord shows the deity which you should worship, right? Now Venus is a form of Ma Lakshmi, right? Is a form of Ma Lakshmi. Now you see now which planets Venus is getting connected to. Now Venus is getting connected to Mars here and Moon here in trines, and also Mercury here. Mars, Moon and Venus, these are all feminine planets. So it's a very clear indication that Sri Ramakrishna Paramhamsa, the deity is a female deity. And Saturn also, Saturn from the 7th is also aspecting Venus. So a very clear indication of Saturn, Mars, Venus, Moon. So it's showing that Sri Ramakrishna Paramhamsa is probably worshipping goddess Kali. That's an indication, right? So you get a very clear indication of the deity the person is worshipping. Another very important aspect of the D20 chart is the connection of the 5th Lord and the 11th Lord, or the 5th house and the 11th house. Here we can see the 5th Lord is situated in the 9th house and is getting connected with the 11th Lord from the Lagna in trines, right? A trinal connection is there. So 5th Lord and the 11th Lord are getting connected. Now this is showing Siddhilabh, right? Siddhilabh. And one more thing, Rahu and Ketu. Now these are very mystic planets. Now these are very important planets, and it is going to show, and you can tell a lot about that chart by virtue of where it is placed. Now here Rahu and Ketu is placed in the 8th house of D20. Now 8th house is the house of Samadhi. 8th house is the house of occult. Now we all know that Sri Ramakrishna Paramhamsa was into various occult disciplines. Virtually he had experimented with lot of occult disciplines, right? And here also we can see the 9th Lord is also situated with Rahu and Ketu in the 8th house. So he was into various occult practices. So let us move on to the next chart. Swami Vivekananda, who was a disciple of Sri Ramakrishna Paramhamsa Dev. Here the Lagna Lord is Saturn, and he's very interestingly is also situated in the 5th house. In most very important spiritually potent charts I have seen, the Lagna Lord is coming in the 5th house in the D20 chart. Now here also you can see the 5th Lord is situated in the 8th house, the house of Samadhi, and is situated with Mars. Now Mars and Venus is again situated here, right? So it's a feminine deity, and here also we are getting the deity of Swami Vivekananda, which is also Ma Kali. Also, Sun is also very comfortably placed here in the house of Jupiter in the Parakram Bhav, the third house. Now, Sun has to be well placed in every spiritually potent chart. Also, very importantly, Rahu and Ketu are placed in the second house of the D20 chart. Now, as I said, Rahu and Ketu, these are very mystic planets, and wherever it is sitting in your D20 chart, significations of that house is going to be very prominent in the native's life. Now here, as we know, Swami Vivekananda gave his very famous speech in Chicago, right? Iconic speech. So he is all about spiritual discourses. He is very famous for spiritual discourses. That is probably this Rahu and Ketu sitting in the second house. He was very famous about for his spiritual discourses. Probably that is the indication what we can get from this chart. So we'll go to one more last chart. Now this is the chart of Rishi Aurobindo or Aurobindo Ghosh, right? Here also in the D20 chart, the Lagna Lord is situated in the 5th house. Sun, Lagna Lord is Sun and is situated in Sagittarius. And as we see, there's a lot of things, there are many things common in this spiritually potent charts, as we can see. Now here we see Rahu and Ketu are situated in the 4th house, sitting with Moon and Saturn. And as we all know that he was basically much into meditation, meditative discipline, right? Meditative discipline. So this is also, it is indicating. And also there's a connection between 5th and 11th. As you see, the 5th Lord here is placed in the 11th house. In Swami Vivekananda's chart also, I forgot to mention, there is a 5-11 connection here also. The 5th Lord is Venus. The Venus is placed with the 11th Lord. See, 5 and 11 connection. So that is indicating Siddhi Labh. In this case, it is in the 8th house, which is occult house, right? Occult gains. So coming back to the chart of Sri Aurobindo Ghosh, we can see the 5 and 11 connection is very clearly given here. The 5th Lord is situated in the 11th house. So this was a brief primer how to judge the D20 chart. I hope you find this video useful. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel yet, kindly press the subscribe button below and subscribe. Till the next video, see you all. Take care in the meantime, and see you soon. Bye.